Hello guys, welcome again. So let's talk about Bitcoin. As you can see here, Bitcoin is doing something very interesting. I can see right now all social media is calling the crash, right? Yes, actually, it's very interesting what Bitcoin is doing. Let me explain right now here. First of all, I'm gonna explain my positions. First of all, I was in here, long position here around this area and around $98,000, and Bitcoin bounced around 103, and I protected my entry, and of course I got stopped with this drop. And also this weekend I opened another long position at 94k, and Bitcoin just we saw a bounce to 96, and also I got stopped again. Both trades without any losses, just I protected my entry. Remember, risk management is extremely important. That's why every time when you see actually a bounce, you have to protect your entry, right? At least to pay the fees. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. What is going on right now? First of all, let's talk about weekly chart. Weekly chart actually is very interesting here because now many people they are calling like, well, Bitcoin is breaking the trend. Bitcoin is gonna crash. Bitcoin blah blah blah. First of all, Bitcoin is not breaking the trend, not yet. Okay, it's about to, but not yet. Okay, and Bitcoin is just only 4% below the moving average MA55. Okay, that's all. If you want to see a real crash, is Bitcoin from here must create, I don't know, like 15-20% crash. Yes, that is actually a break. And even with this break, we had to wait for the bounce here and then test to the MA55 here. And from here, exactly here, we will know if Bitcoin is in a bear market. Why? Because this test is going to confirm if Bitcoin, the MA55 is going to be resistance or not. So if that happens, well, yes, zero you want. But right now, Bitcoin is still testing, holding the MA55 moving average. Of course, right now we have also the volume profile here between 97, 98 to 94, right? As long as Bitcoin is in this area, I am still, well, quite bullish actually, looking for sideways here and a potential bounce. Now, if we see continuation, if you see Bitcoin closing below 93, $92,000 right now, continuation, the next target is going to be $85,000. And yes, from here, it's going to be very difficult because definitely, yes, this move, if we see this crash, right, this crash to here, of course, the next bounce, this one is going to be potentially a bull trap, and after that continuation, forming ABC corrections. Let me show you here. ABC correction, something like this, A, B, and C, okay? But right now, Bitcoin is still holding the MA55, and not just only because it's 4% below there, I am calling the bear market. Of course, not yet. Of course, using price action, right? I will show you the volume because the volume is very interesting. Actually, the volume is telling me right now Bitcoin is about to crash, will go to zero, right? But that is another thing. Let me show you here. Using just price action here, what happened here, for example, the MA55 here, even close here, you see even close here around 11%, and after that we saw a bounce here. Or more cases here. Bitcoin actually closed this candle, you see, this candle here, it was 11%, that's the MA50, MA100, and after that we saw a bounce here. So there are multiple cases that actually Bitcoin can actually be below the MA55 for a few weeks, couple of weeks, and after that we can see a bounce, right? So that's why if you are right now thinking Bitcoin will go to zero and short, good luck with that, because I disagree. Actually, right now Bitcoin is still holding this area, is still holding the MA55 in weekly chart. So the trend is my friend till the end, right? So that's why as long as Bitcoin is holding this area, here is the volume profile, this area, I am still looking for a bounce, okay? Of course, it's gonna take some time, right? Because right now the ADX in all the time frames actually is very strong. So that's why, for example, if I show you here one day chart is about to show a buy signal here, as you can see here. Looks like we have a bullish divergence right now forming, but I have a problem with this bullish divergence. The ADX extremely strong, super strong, and there is no volume. So if we see a bounce, of course, it's gonna be a bull trap, right? Something like this, and after that a crash. If we see the bounce, remember there are two scenarios: sideways or bounce, right? If we see this buy signal here, but the formal buy signal should be the ADX negative here, plus buy signal here. We don't have the ADX negative here. The slope actually is very strong, so that's why careful with this Bollinger variance, because it could be a fake out. Okay, so wait for that. So what I'm doing right now, I am doing nothing right now. I am just I was trading actually 1 hour chart, where actually I open a long position here and I close my position around here, 95, 100. Very short term trade, just couple hours, because it's 1 hour chart. As you can see, ADX negative here, buy signal here, and that's all. Now there is no volume even in 4 hour chart. As you can see here, there is no volume in 12 hour chart. You see, making volume is following the price, right? So Bitcoin is trending to the downside. This is the thing. Bitcoin is trending to the downside, as you can see here. We have lower lows, right? And we have also lower lows here, right? In one day chart, we have lower lows here, and also the same thing, right? And also if we use any time frame, Bitcoin is making new lows here in volume, new lows in volume, new lows in volume. As you can see here, there is no Bollinger divergence. There is no evidence actually Bitcoin in volume, right? Could hold actually the MA55, but not because of that I am not expecting a bounce. Actually, yes, I'm expecting a bounce, but that bounce should be a fake out based on volume, of course. Now, as you can see here in the monthly is screaming for reversal. I have to say it. After I saw this drop, Bitcoin breaking 100K, this is actually, I can tell you right now, remember, weekly chart, I'm expecting a bounce, right? Yes, maybe November, December, potentially. Only if Bitcoin is holding between 98 to 94, 98, 94 in this range, right? As long as it's Bitcoin there, it's fine. Okay, we can expect a bounce November, maybe December. But the monthly is on 13. I can tell you right now, based on data, right? The bear market is here. Yeah, the bear market is here. Finally, the ADX is negative here. The ADX negative, official sell signal forming right now. As long as Bitcoin is closing the candle below 110, game over. Game over. So wait for a bear market 2026, looking for $60,000, and second is $45,000. Yeah. So the only thing we have to see right now is Bitcoin closing below $110,000. Even if we have a buy signal in weekly chart, right? For example, right now Bitcoin is holding here. Let's go to 1 day chart. We have this volume profile here in 1 day chart, right? As I said before, as long as Bitcoin is holding this area for maybe 1 week, maybe a couple days, we will see kind of form on consolidation, and we can see a bounce. But where is the resistance? The MA55 right now here is at 105. So Bitcoin by the end of the month must close above here, around all of this area confluence. If we don't see that this month, the signal in monthly chart will be confirmed, and of course we can expect another 75% crash for Bitcoin. But step by step, right? Step by step. Let's talk about Bitcoin right now in short term, right? Right now in short term, what is doing Bitcoin? Bitcoin actually is forming a buy signal in 4 hour chart. Be careful. If you want to enter in long position right now, here technically speaking is there, but be careful with this because there is no volume. If you see the bounce here, don't hold. Just take your profits and continue to the downside. Okay. I think Bitcoin this week we will see a bounce, and that's why actually I am, as long as Bitcoin is below around this area, 94 to 97, I am still looking for a bounce in 1 day chart. But remember, the areas are very, very clear. By the end of the month, if Bitcoin is not closing candles above here, right, this area, the bear market is going to start. Of course, we will see a bounce, but every bounce you see is going to be a sell opportunity. Remember, monthly chart sell signal is for 1 year. I'm talking about 2026 or 2026, okay? 2026. Okay, be careful with that because don't be confused. Like, oh, yeah, okay, this guy is calling the bear market right now is because Bitcoin crashed right now. No, I am not calling Bitcoin because it's crashing right now. I am calling Bitcoin potential bear market is because the monthly chart is firing ADX negative here, a slope here with actually um, with momentum to the downside, and also not just only that, the volume is breaking the previous low of 2023, right, as you can see here. So there is a very strong evidence actually potentially the top is already in. So that's why I'm very happy. Actually, I'm very happy because I was waiting this moment since 2022, right? Bitcoin has been in a very healthy, it started in a very good trend in price action, not in volume. Actually, it's garbage, but in volume, actually, in price action, very good. You see, since 2023, 2024, 2025, 3 times, as you can see here. So if we just follow traditional technical analysis, Bitcoin must take $85,000 to enter in an official bear market. But that is classic technical analysis. It's not my analysis, right? I am following just my system of trading. By the way, actually, I want to show you something. Let me show you something. One moment. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna show you later, but well, for now, as you can see here, Bitcoin is still, as long as it's around here, the MA55, I am still looking for this bounce. Based on probabilities, I have to say it. We have to see Bitcoin pumping right now in 1 week without stopping all the way to 110 if we want to avoid the signal in the monthly. If we can see a close about 100k, it could be well, kind of better. Actually, it's gonna be better, but it's not gonna be enough. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. The reason is because all the time frames for Bitcoin, including actually bi-monthly is screaming for this bear market as well. As you can see here, ADX negative is gonna close in January. In January is the next candle. If you see what happened in the previous signals, let me show you here. We have here the ADX negative here, the ADX negative here, right here, yeah, and it's about to happen here, yeah. Now, if you see what happened here is here in 2018, the crash from $6,000 to $3,000, and also the crash from 60k, 50k in this case to 17k, 15k, and here potentially from 100k to maybe potentially $44,000 in 1 year. Okay, so that's why we have to be open for the possibility, like we are actually in the beginning of this potential bear market. Okay, but well, right now in the short term, I am looking for a bounce. Okay, this bounce, yeah, this bounce. I am looking for this bounce this week. I am looking for that bounce. And be careful because there is no volume. Even if we see the bounce, don't forget to take profits, right? Or at least protect your entry, like I'm doing. I am doing every time. Open long position here. It's a fake out. I protect my entry, and just Bitcoin is crashing a little bit more, and I don't. I just pay the fees of the exchange. I protect my capital. Same thing here. I open a long position here, $94,000 around here. Bitcoin bounced to 96, 97, almost 97. And I protected my entry here. And Bitcoin, after a few days, all the weekend, just crashed to $93,000 to 100. Risk management is extremely important, but we have to accept the fact that right now Bitcoin is trending to the downside. So it's risky to open long positions right now here, yes, without volume. So that's why if you are gonna do that, makes sense for me in 1-day chart. So the key level is this one, as you can see here. The volume profile is here. As long as Bitcoin is holding this area between 97 to 94, I'm expecting a bounce. Okay, very weak, and that bounce should be a sell opportunity. Okay, so now let's continue with the trend indicator who actually was screaming this crash. And well, let's talk about the USDT. What is this? As you can see here, the pullback didn't test the MA55, so well, this time I was wrong. But as you can see here, we have another high, and there is no betas or variance because you see the volume is higher than the previous high, right? So that's why actually it's looking great. It's looking great. But if we see the weekly chart, finally, Bitcoin potentially we could see a breakout. That means if we see a breakout here, like actually OBB is telling us it could happen. It's actually very possible to happen this month. If we see a breakout, welcome $85,000. Okay. If we see $85,000 officially, I can tell you we see 85, as I said before, 87. Yeah, officially Bitcoin broke the MA55, and we will see just the retest, just for confirmation. So that's why careful here, because this is screaming a breakout, and not just only weekly chart. It's actually monthly chart is screaming the breakout. Remember what I said to you for 1 year. This is consolidation, right? This is consolidation. So be careful here because this is consolidation. As you can see, volume is screaming. There is a breakout here. So 2026, we could see breakout to 8.7%. Of course, that means Bitcoin will be at $50,000 or even 40. I don't know, even lower. Who knows? But what is going to happen with all the altcoins? All the altcoins will crash around 80%, 90%, right? Yeah, Solana, welcome $40 potentially, right? I'm very happy. I'm down, you know. If we see Solana at $40, awesome. But the thing is, like, you have to change your mindset, right? Risk management. I prefer to get a stop it often than just getting stuck in one position for a long time, hoping it's gonna recover one day. Okay, so that's why, in my case, what is my plan? Actually, I will actually post a video, not a live stream, a video. First of all, I will post this video in the investing channel. It's gonna be private, just for the people who are there, with my trading plan for 2026, and also after that few days I will make it public in my YouTube channel. Let me show you here for Bitcoin here. One more thing here, let me show you, sorry, the weekly chart. Sometimes I like to use the RSI because RSI and MACD is the most used indicator for many traders. That's why I like to see it. Let me show you here. There is no Bollinger variance. There is nothing. And actually, the RSI broke this key level here, 50 and 40 is making a new low, as you can see here. Usually, when you see this, well, we can see maybe a retest, and after that, 30 levels. And that means Bitcoin could continue actually crashing. Let me see the monthly chart here. Yeah, definitely, this is gonna crash to 50. And remember, when you see 50 level here, historically speaking, is the moment to buy Bitcoin again, right? Here, okay. So, okay, that's good. Now let's continue. I'm gonna continue with some altcoins. Let me show you here Ethereum. We could see actually, as I said before, potentially we could see this week a bounce. Yeah, it's looking like a bounce, you know. We have IDX. The problem is ADX and the volume. We have low probability to see a bounce, but well, maybe we could see a bounce. Let me at least for our chart. Let me see for our chart. Oh my God, we have a bullish variance here for Ethereum. Potentially, it could hit maybe 3,245, 50 around there, but no more than that. Actually, it's looking very weak. Let's talk about Solana. Solana, we could see, yeah, in 4-hour chart, the next 24 hours we could see a bounce, but that bounce should be a sell. Let's talk about Cardano. Cardano actually is terrible, as you can see. You see, wait for this month, because if you see Cardano closing below the MA55 this month with a full candle close, you will see another test to 0.29, and eventually if Bitcoin enters in a bear market, finally my target from 3 years ago is gonna hit. It could hit actually around 0.08, 0.10. That is actually the target in the long term. And why I'm saying this is because many assets, not just altcoins, they come back to the initial point of the bull market, and especially when they are in sideways like this one. Bitcoin is not the case because Bitcoin is trending to the upside, right? So Bitcoin is trending, but for example, Cardano no, Cardano is just in sideways with in a big range, of course. Now let's continue. Let's continue with XRP. XRP in the monthly sell signal, firing sell signal here, looking for 1.20 in 1 year, 6 months. Yeah, definitely yes. For XRP, we have a bullish variance here only in momentum. Careful here because remember, the leading indicator is the volume. If we don't have the bullish variance in the volume, there is a very high chance this one could be, this signal could be a fake out. So that's why be careful here. If you want to open longs, you have to understand your odds to actually win this trade are not very good. They are not very good. Oh, Solana. Yeah, Solana. It's very simple actually. The price action of Solana is actually very simple. I was actually doing my homework this weekend, and Solana actually is kind of, well, it's easy actually to trade this thing. First of all, Solana is in sideways since 2024, as you can see here, right? Where the top is actually 230, 220, around here. And the bottom of this range is 200, 123, 124, 130, right? Now, keep in mind this number, because if Solana breaks, as you can see, using just only price action, only price action, the last hope for Solana is gonna be this area. This area like is only a little bit support, as you can see, 100, but if Solana somehow lose $100, it's gonna just not, it's gonna drop like a stone, crash all the way down to the next area of support. What is the next area of support? This area. Yeah, this area around 20 bucks. Okay, I know, sounds difficult, right, to believe. I know, I understand what you're gonna say. Oh my god, no, I cannot imagine Solana at 20 bucks, 40 bucks, right? Exactly, yes, because maybe you are new. Yeah, people like me, we are getting older in this market, we know it's actually possible, very possible. You can ask to people from 2017 when Ethereum pumped to 1,500 and crashed all the way down to 80 bucks, crashing 96%. Okay, Cardano, also the same thing. If you are thinking it's not possible, well, my friend, get ready because you will learn. This bear market, it could be even worse than the previous bear markets because we have sell signals in multiple time frames, monthly and bi-monthly for Bitcoin. So it could be actually an extension, maybe 1 year, 1.5 years, where easily all the altcoins could crash between 80 to 96%. So in this scenario, if from the top of Solana right now is at 200, almost 300, right now is 50% cheaper, right? But if we see potentially in a bear market, like at least 85% is around $40. But in a really strong bear market, like it's around 95, 96%, is around 20 bucks, as you can see here. Now, the only thing I see that this thing could happen is only if Bitcoin enters in a bear market right now. In only 6 months, 1 year. In 1 year. In average, Bitcoin, if we, that is something actually I want to share with you guys here. In average, all the bear markets for Bitcoin, well, in the past, right? In the past, from the top to the bottom, let me show you here. It was around 1.5 years from the top to the bottom. 1 year, and from the top to the bottom, 1.5 years. So in average, Bitcoin, it could crash in 1.5 years. So if we see the top right now, and Bitcoin finally is entering a bear market, potentially maybe in March, hoping, right? We could see a bounce in December, potentially, I hope so. If we see the bear market finally from March in December 2026, sorry, from March. Let me show you here December, January, February, March here. And after that, we sum around 400 days. The potential bottom could be around April 2027. So in this period, I'm telling you right now, okay? I'm telling you right now because I don't want people come to me and say, oh my God, but you didn't tell us when actually could be the best time to buy. This period is, I strongly suggest this period, if actually Bitcoin enters in a bear market, that is the moment when after Bitcoin crashing 70%, the rule is very simple. You don't have to follow my system of trading at all. After 70% of crash Bitcoin, you see here, when you see this number from the top to the bottom of Bitcoin, is the moment when we finally we need to start thinking to buy as investors, not traders, investors. You buy in this period, potentially here in 2026, 2027, and you have to wait at least 3 years. At least 3 years. So, as investor, if you buy between 2027 by 2030, is the moment when finally you start thinking maybe potentially to sell as investor. The question is, do you have the mindset to wait that long? Most of the people no, they don't have that mindset. And why? Because if they have that mindset, they will just hold Bitcoin and they will make a lot of money right now. For example, if someone who bought in 2023 at $17,000, just waiting, it could make right now 700%. But most of the people, they don't do that. Why? Because every time when Bitcoin crash or the market crash, they'll sell in panic, right? So that's why I strongly suggest make a plan, understand yourself, discipline, and build a plan in the long term as investor. One thing is trading, like I am doing right now, 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart, 12 hour chart, 1 day chart. Another thing is investing. Okay, the mindset should be different, and that's actually something I want you to learn and practice. Right now, one moment. Okay, so I'm gonna share something with you guys. Let me show you why I'm saying this is because I wanna show you. I wanna show you this. Okay. I want to show you this. This is the second version of my website. Actually, I released the second version today, and you can enter here. Please send me a ticket, send me a DM or ticket because actually I am still working with this. But I want to show you something. I started my career as a trader 12 years ago, around there. And here, as you can see here, all my notes are here. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, here. As you can see here, all my notes. Well, I actually hired someone to do that for me, a writer actually. He spent around 3 months organizing all my notes, and as you can see here, all my notes. This is not my seasonal trading. They are just my notes after 12 years of trading. Yeah, all the things I learned, all the things. For example, here the market structure is everything. The context is king. Oh, many insights actually about my experience. I think it's gonna be very useful, especially if you want to take trading very seriously. You can read this. I think it's gonna be very, very, very useful for you. The content, I have a lot of content. Let me show you here. We have reading the market structure here. My entries, multiple strategies I built over the time. Of course, I am not using these strategies all right now, but because I built, of course, my system of trading right now, my actual system of trading, but it's very good for you. You want to learn how to use Fibonacci levels, how to read price action, the key of why you have to be patient, right? Many things like actually, I have a lot of information. Yeah, it was a lot of work. I am very happy about this result. Sorry about the charts, but I don't know. We are using Markdown here, and I didn't like the current charts. Like, they were looking not good. So that's why I prefer this format. Actually, I like it. Yeah, it's much better, I think, at least in my opinion. But also, not just only that, we have here the psychology of trading. This one is very important. I know you hate it, maybe you don't like it, but it's required. 70% of trading is psychology. Okay, so please take it more seriously. Psychology is very important, especially you want to learn about trade and investing. Yeah, you need to understand your emotions, all the things actually, all the things. This is my own experience. I hope you like it. I hope you find. I am a big fan of Bruce Lee, so that's why I read some phrases of Bruce Lee. I am living in Japan. I went to Hong Kong actually last year. Um, I went to the museum. It was awesome actually as well. I really like it. But yeah, please read this. Also, we have reading mode. I'm gonna add actually also the audio version. Like you can just play this and you can listen all the content when you are maybe in the train, driving or something. Okay, but here is when we are more technical indicators. All the indicators here actually are a couple curve on volume balance, OBB, BSA, and moving average. But not just only that, we have also the videos. This where I use Notebook LM. Of course, this video is based on my notes, but all the technical stuff here, how to use it, the levels. Always I am watching. Of course, I cannot remember all the time, right? All the things. If I have to be honest with you, I cannot remember maybe 20% of all of this because I wrote it many years ago. But now I do it automatically. When I'm trading, I'm doing automatically because I repeated the same thing over many times. Okay, and as you can see here right now, well, all the content is here. Yep, and also how to access here. Well, first of all, let me show you how to access here. First of all, here, let me show you. We have 3 ways. First of all, if you are already right now trading with Bluffing Exchange, you don't have to pay Patreon anymore. Yeah, just send me a ticket, and as long as you are trading often with Bluffing, you will get access automatically to the content, and not just only the content in my website, also in Discord. And also, I'm working with Tobit, a new exchange. This exchange can work actually in America. From all the people who are actually want to trade in America. The only city they cannot trade is in Washington, I think. But as long as you are also trading here often, I know it sounds a lot here, 100K, 300K, but no, it's not, because when you're using leverage by 10x, by 5x, you will reach the volume even way more than that. It's very, very, very fast and very easy actually. And also the last thing is, if you are not trading, you are just learning and you want to access to the content and also the private indicators and also all the things, all the material I have. We have here the basic plan is $60 and also the $100 of course, in a professional version. The Tobit and this one is not available right now. It's going to be available this week. The only one actually is available right now is actually Bluffing, but I will enable this one. As you can see here, I'm trying to take the channel and the content of this channel to the next level. That's why I need to hire people. Yeah, I am hiring. Actually, I hired the writer. This content is actually the beginning, because the next thing I want to do is, hopefully, I want to write an ebook where actually all the members of the channel, they can access to this content. And also I want to publish some videos about the trading system and more. There are many things I want to do here. One of the things is a trading journal, but this trading journal is not going to be just manual. I got many requests. I will connect some exchanges to the trading journal so you can see all your trading performance. And this section for investing, people who are in the investing channel, please wait for it, because here is gonna be the place where I'm gonna add all the content, videos, and my long-term positions and everything. Well, okay, that's all, guys. Thank you. As usual, thank you for your support. Let me continue with the stock market. Let me continue with the stock market, and let's talk about the stock market. Okay. Now let's talk about the stock market. Let me see here. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna start with the SP 500, right? The SP 500, nothing happened here. Bitcoin is crashing, but the stock market is not crashing. So, formally speaking, we have in the monthly. Let me see here. Here we have, of course, we will see a potential correction. We have in the monthly a better variance here, looking for potentially next year, not this year, potentially around 6,000. Potentially could be the target. But as I said, don't get me wrong. If you see a pullback, is to buy. Okay, to buy. The stock market is an uptrend. Okay, even if the stock market crash all the way and you see the news, oh my God, the market is crashing. Oh my God, we will be lucky if we can get 6,000, 5,900 around here. Okay, over maybe. Well, the thing is the volatility is extremely low. You will have to wait months. But don't get me wrong, this thing is actually in uptrend. Historically speaking, the ME55 is not the ME55. Sometimes it's deeper, sometimes like this in 2020. But 2025 in April, I said to you, hey, this crash is a buy opportunity, right? And after we saw this crash, sorry, this bounce. So if you see another one, don't be afraid. Just the trend is your friend until the end. And let me show you something. This thing is like a shitcoin, you know? You see? This is just pumping. Follow the trend until the end. That's all. No shorts, okay? No shorts. It's very simple. Now, let's continue with Adobe. What is doing Adobe right now? Adobe, I'm still bullish here. I know there is no enough volume right now, but the momentum is about to show a buy signal here, and the ADX potentially, actually the ADX is very low, as you can see here. Usually when it's very low like this, you can see a potential buy signal, official buy signal here. And as you can see here, we have the Bollinger variance is still forming. Actually, we have even a stronger setup right now here, where we have OBB following, showing this Bollinger variance here. This is actually called like what? Falling wedge, right? Kind of. I don't follow patterns. I hate patterns. But the thing is, like, this is like this, okay? Just the volatility is extremely low. It's very low. We have to wait. Also, Colgate. I actually very bullish with Colgate. Colgate is about to. We have a Bollinger variance. ADX is about to turn negative. So I'm looking for this, but also the volatility is extremely low. We have to wait. Now, if we watch Netflix, what is happening with Netflix? Netflix is bullish. This is like this. Yeah, this is like this. Yeah, the ME55 is testing here. Potential buy signal forming here. ADX negative here. Of course, the volume is not the best, but the trend is your friend until the end. That's my point. Now, in 1-day chart, this is classic, right? Testing the ME55 to keep falling. And wait for the next buy signal here. And longs. If you want, remember, I don't short the market. The stock market, I don't short. I am just waiting for pullbacks. Okay, only pullbacks. And also, I just trade weekly chart. I buy and I wait for maybe 3 months, 4 months, and after that, I take profits. For example, I did it with BAPA and also EMD. EMD, awesome. EMD, remember, in the monthly, fire a buy signal here. What I said to you here, you see in here. Wait, no, sorry. This is Amazon. EMD is here. Yes, I said to you, hey, this is a textbook buy signal here. Even without volume, you can expect a bounce, as you can see here. Volume, no volume here. Okay, in stock market, volume is positive here. You wait for maybe 1 year or 2. Here right now, AMD is actually very strong, forming a better variance here. No financial advice, right? But this is a time for me to start taking profits. Why? Because we have a better variance in monthly and potentially also weekly chart. So right now here, this area around 250, 240 is the area to at least start taking profits. In my case, I did it from here. In my case, I entered here and I closed my position here. around 145, 46. This trade I didn't take it because my system of trading. I was expecting this level, but I follow my system right, and my system knows better than me. So that's why I took profits. Okay, let's talk about BABA. BABA. Let me show you here the monthly. This is getting ready for a pullback, where potentially the ME55 124 it could be a support. Okay, maybe here it could be another opportunity. Maybe next year, not now. Okay, now let's continue. This one, oh my god, this is trash. Adidas. I don't know this one. This is weird. Let me delete this one. Adobe. It's done. Nokia. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here's there to start taking profits. Oh yeah, this one. Strategy. As you can see here, the target is gonna be around 150, 145. This area is actually the area for strategy, around this area. Weekly chart, let me see. Weekly chart here is more obvious. This one actually is a downtrend. This is actually a very good example. We have the ME55 here. Now from here is just only 4%, and now you're calling the bear market. No, this is a crash. You see, this is a crash around maybe 10, 15, 20%. Yes, that is significant, and this one is reversal. In weekly chart, a strategy is reversing the trend. This is actually a reversal. Now, of course, we will see a bounce here. This is gonna crash here and bounce here, and this one is gonna be the retest. And here is when we will know if actually strategy is in the bear market. Why? Because following my seasonal trading is like this. You see a bounce to keep falling. You see? Bounce to keep falling. Bounce to keep falling. You see? Bounce to keep falling. You will see bounce to keep falling. Yeah. That is, you are following the trend. Okay. So that's why this is a very good example how an asset is reversing the trend. Bitcoin is not there yet. It could be if we see $85,000. Okay. Careful. Because I know many people right now, oh my God, Bitcoin is crashing. The bear market is here. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Just one more time. As long as Bitcoin is holding between 94 and 97, Bitcoin still has the chance to recover from this drop. If you see Bitcoin crashing to 85, yes, for sure, same strategy. You can expect this crash here and this bounce. And here, my friend, is where we will know if actually we are in a bear market officially here. Because following my seasonal trading is going to be a crash. Examples, very good. Let me show you here. We have a very good example here. Bitcoin in 2021 crashed all the way down to ME55. A bounce here, and after that crash. You please pay attention to the distance. ME55 to here, 20%. You cannot compare 4% and saying, it's gonna crash. No, it's crashing. It's dropping the ME55. It's breaking the ME55. No. You have to see at least 20%, 15% at least, I think. And after that, usually Bitcoin or any asset is going to be sideways here, right, for maybe a couple months, and finally another test to the ME55. And after that, a major crash confirming the bear market here. You see? That is actually how we can trade. Well, I am trading, but you have to be very patient because you are trading weekly chart. You are investing here. You're looking for the best moment to buy. Technically speaking, the best moment to buy right now for me, there are 3 points for Bitcoin. First one is this one, the second one is this one, and the last one is this one, using DCA, of course. If you are in my Patreon or you are in my Discord, or you can access to the private content, I will show you the price points. I call it this like a pyramid here, where this is my strategy of DCA. I call it like a smart DCA, but no, it's not a smart DCA. It's very simple. I am using just the volume profile, where this is my capital. This is my capital, and the first level is this one. The second level is this one, and the last one is this one, where the money is more here, right? For example, here I add here 10, here 20, and here I don't know, 70. You see? So here, and so my average price is gonna be maybe around here, okay? But I will explain with more details in my website. Okay, guys. So let's continue with Zcash. I am getting the request. I got a request from Zcash. Some people, they are trading this thing. What I can tell you is trading in 4-hour chart, as you can see here. This trend is following the 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart. Yeah, and it's not following Bitcoin. Remember, there are some exceptions. Like now, Zcash, also BNB was doing the same thing. I still believe like Zcash is garbage because I remember this one is the first generation of cryptocurrencies. I think it uses FOMO. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe you know better. Just let me know. Maybe they are doing something great. I have no idea. Let's talk about BNB. As you can see here, looking for 700. 700 is my target here. Weekly chart. I think that's all for crypto. I think that's all. Let me continue with more the stock market again. The stock market. Silver. Let's talk about gold and silver, okay? Gold. Let me see gold. We will see a pullback, but that pullback is going to be a buy opportunity. We don't have a better surveillance. We don't have nothing here, at least in weekly chart. Buy signal is too late right now. As you can see here, the buy signal was here, well, and now we are looking for another test, maybe sideways here, sideways. There is no volume here, so it's getting ready for actually a pullback. Let me see the monthly. The monthly is beautiful. I love it. I love it. This is gonna continue pumping maybe 1 year or two. Okay, now let's continue with silver. Silver breakout. Remember, breakout. Potentially, yep. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Okay. This is gonna keep pumping. There is no resistance. Let me tell you something. This is not resistance. Okay. This is not resistance. Yeah. There is no evidence. There is no volume. Well. Let me see, one moment, we have more data. Okay. Okay. It's making all-time high here. ADX is very strong, very strong. I am very bullish here, looking for continuation. Okay. Nvidia, sure, no problem. Please specify your time frames. Okay. Nvidia and weekly chart. Let's talk about the weekly chart, okay? Weekly chart, I am bullish here. Well, the trend is your friend. Looking for a pullback, 145, 46, yes. Monthly. We have a better variance here. Let me tell you something about Nvidia. Every 2-3 years, we have the opportunity, okay? So, last time was in 2022. Previous was in 2019. So 3 years. So right now is 2025. So around 3 years, kind of, we can expect a major drop. And this drop, my friend, is gonna be a buy opportunity. Okay, the trend is your friend until the end. I know AI is a bubble, whatever, but that is the news. Okay, show me the chart and we'll tell you the news. I don't have any evidence saying like Nvidia is gonna crash to zero. No, at least not in the following years. If you see a drop, is to buy around 70, 51. Okay. Okay, in 4-hour chart and daily. Okay, in 4-hour chart is holding the MI55. Of course, it's time to start looking for longs. I will, in my case, I will wait a little bit more, maybe a couple days, when I see the curve crossing the zero line here, without breaking this area, 177. And 4-hour chart, the 4-hour chart is too late. 4-hour chart is too late. No, thank you. We never buy when it's testing the MI55 because MI55 is resistance, right? So that's why you have the best way to enter here. Wait for the next buy signal here, sell signal buy signal here, and you see Nvidia around 182, 81, kind of. You're gonna start looking for a potential bounce again. Now it's too late for our chart. Now let's talk about Tesla. Tesla sell signal ADX negative here. It's in sideways here. We have a better divergence here in monthly. Looking for 300 around there. Let me see weekly chart. Yeah, definitely 300. Pullback ADX negative. Official sell signal here. This is like this. Okay, taking profits here and waiting for the MA55 to be tested again. Okay, guys, I think that's all for today. That's all for today. Let's talk about a little bit more about Bitcoin. Recap for Bitcoin. I think that's all for today. Well, let me see just one moment. Let me see the currencies. Nothing new. Okay. Let me see. Let me show you here crypto. Okay. So recap for Bitcoin. It's very simple. Bitcoin is not breaking the trend, not yet, at least following my seasonal trading. I don't care if other people, they like to do this. Let me show you, because people love this, right? Especially YouTubers, they love this. Oh my God, this is the trend line. Bitcoin is broken, it broke the trend line. Oh my God, we're in a bear market, right? That is the common mindset of many people. No, we don't follow lines, triangles, rectangles, rainbows. I don't care, okay? Because that kind of things is, you will see what you want to see in the chart. That's why I don't do that. So right now here, Bitcoin is still close below the MA55 years. Yes. Now, but as you can see here, Bitcoin, this area with volume profile is the area of support. You see, around the MA55, okay? Between 98 to 94. Right? So as long as Bitcoin is holding this area, we have to give it time, right? Maybe 1 week, couple weeks. I am bullish, looking for a potential bounce to 98, 100K. Now, this is weekly chart, right? If we want to see Bitcoin in a very healthy uptrend, it's not enough 100K. Bitcoin must recover and close November above $110,000. Okay, so this one is the real problem. This guy is the real problem here. If Bitcoin close the monthly November below 110, yes, Bitcoin is gonna be in a very difficult situation keeping the trend. So that's why the next bounce, as long as Bitcoin is holding the $97,000, must close above 110. That is a positive scenario, okay? The negative scenario is we see Bitcoin breaking 94 and breaks and close all the way down, and goes all the way down to 85, okay? If we see this scenario, yes, welcome the bear market. Yeah, we don't want to see that. We want to see Bitcoin 94, 97 holding for maybe all the week, potential bounce, and even better, we want to see Bitcoin closing above 110 by the end of the month. Now, if we see that how many days we have, Bitcoin has 2 weeks to do this. Yeah. If we see Bitcoin 85, of course, I will open long positions because from here is a very strong support around 85. But this is gonna be the move potentially like this, and after that, crashing all the way down to 60 and 40 something. So that's why careful here. Bitcoin, yeah, the trend is in danger, but it's not broken yet. Okay. Now let's continue. The last with the request. Okay, Chipotle. Okay, let's talk about Chipotle. Chipotle. Where is Chipotle? Where is Chipotle? Okay. Okay, first of all, here in weekly chart. Weekly chart is testing the strongest support since 2020. Okay, I am not bearish here. Looking for, as investor, this is the time actually you are thinking to actually buy something. This is actually support. As you can see here, the volume profile is telling you this. This is the volume profile here. Okay. Now let's see the monthly chart. The monthly chart, same. Bitcoin, Chipotle is testing the MA100 here with the volume profile. Now, if this area breaks, you will see a major crash. I mean, a serious crash. First target 25. From there is nothing to stop this asset to crash to 15. But honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this thing is gonna just, as long as you see it's holding this area for not now, you have to see it for maybe a couple months, 2-3 months. Yeah. You need to see kind of a consolidation. Now it's too soon. We don't have Bollinger variance. We don't have nothing here. We have Bollinger variance in MobiB, but we don't have confirmation. So instead of just chasing here, right, trying to buy right now, just wait for just some sideways here, kind of a consolidation phase. And after that, when you see a formal buy signal here with ADX negative here, yeah, is the moment to buy. Okay. But yeah, I am not bearish here. Actually, I am, as investor, that is the area. I am very interested. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. XRP, Lorenzo, could you be more specific? Could you tell me your time frames? For example, 1-day chart, weekly chart. What kind of trader you are? In short term, or maybe in 1 month, 6 months? Because it depends on your profile. I can give you a better answer. In my case, I am a swing trader. That's why I don't trade 1 hour chart. Well, sometimes when the volatility is very high, but in general, I am a swing trader. 4 hour chart, I like to wait maybe 2 trades per week, kind of weekly chart, 3 months. So I can tell you my opinion right now in 1-day chart. 1-day chart, that means in the next 10 days. As you can see here, we have a Bollinger variance here, but there is no volume. Maybe if you are new in my live stream, you must understand something. Volume is the leading indicator of my system of trading. Volume, okay? I don't care the price action. It's the second option. Always volume. Now, as you can see here, volume is telling me there is no volume to support XRP. So even with the momentum, this is a momentum indicator. It's telling me there is a potential Bollinger variance. If we see a bounce, it could be a fake out because there is no enough volume to support this move, okay, in 1-day chart. So I will be careful here. Now, in weekly chart, in the next 3 months, right, we have ADX negative, positive. That means the trend, this move to the downside is very strong. And also we don't have buy signal here, and also the volume is decreasing, you see. The volume must follow the price. The volume is decreasing, the price is decreasing, right? So support is around $2. $2, okay? Any close below $2, you will see another test to 1.80. Now, if you are expecting, okay, what could be the trigger to see XRP crash into zero? It's very simple. Closing below $2, maybe a monthly, weekly close. It could be the trigger to see a major crash to maybe 0.70. Now, who can do that? It's Bitcoin. If Bitcoin actually enters in a bear market, all your altcoins will crash, okay? All of them will crash, okay? So that's why be careful here if you are actually holding. Right now, something I want to clarify here. People they actually in social media already said, oh, we don't have when is the alt season? When? Well, I have bad news. You already missed the alt season. You missed actually the alt season because many altcoins since 2022, they pump so hard. For example, Solana from February 2023 to the top, it was around 3,000%. It's crazy, right? 3,000%. So that's why there are many of them. Cardano actually in the bull market. Let me see. Here, it was 500%, and also XRP in the bull market, 2023 here, around 700%. So now, if I am right with my technical analysis, we are in the last phase. Yeah, of course there are some exceptions like Zcash, but mostly all the altcoins, they are too expensive right now. Most of them. Okay. Okay, guys. One more request. Let me see. Okay, let me check. Let me check that one. The stock. Which one? This one? This one? Okay. Mm, maybe it's wrong. The symbol is wrong. Could you tell me? Could you tell me the exact symbol? Mm-hmm. I think you're talking about this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, this is bullish. We have a better divergence here. Well, it's the same thing. We have a better divergence here, but the volume. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3. Let me see the higher time frames. This is bullish. One day chart. One day chart. I am bullish here. The trend is your friend, right? I am bullish here. Weekly chart. Weekly chart here. Volume is very healthy. Yeah, that's why you see the momentum. Even the momentum is showing a sell signal is fake because the momentum is very healthy. I don't see any signals of a crash or something like that. Monthly, of course, we will see a sell signal here, but we have the ADX negative here. Potentially, we could see a pullback next year to maybe 6,000, as I said before. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Please, if you're interested in my system of trading, my notes, you can go to my website. There are many ways. I'm going to enable different ways to enter to all the content this week. Also, please join to my Discord. There are many traders there. We talk very often about Bitcoin and also not Bitcoin, also the stock market. Okay. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow. Thank you.